Hi, I'm here with Kaniz Fatima, and she is one of the people who I've admired very much as of late for her bravery and courage for what happened to her near Winnipeg. And it was what a very un-Canadian, but assalamu alaikum.
Walaikum assalam, and thank you.
But hey, would you be kind enough to share with our audience your experience and how it made you feel, and tell us all about it.
We were on our visit to Winnipeg to visit our family over there, so we decided, it was right after Canada Day. So we decided to explore a little bit Winnipeg, around Winnipeg. We were heading somewhere toward Pinawa, and we got lost. We decided to ask for direction, and we found two men was working with their kayaks, so we decided to pull over and ask them about the direction.
And you'd think, working on a kayak, my goodness, this is the most Canadian thing ever near Canada Day.
Right.
That's a smart person. If I was looking for directions, I would do the same thing.
Exactly. That's the thing we were thinking about at that time. That they're the perfect person to ask about the direction, and they would be able to tell us the direction. So we asked the direction, but one of those men got angry, and first he told us to go look for Google Map, and he started couple racial comments. He threw a couple racial comments to us, like you Muslim, beat your wives. He pointed at me and told me, take your head towel, that's the term he used, off. And he proclaimed himself as a Nazi, and he asked me, do you know what Nazi is? So at that point, I decided to stand up for my rights, for other Canadians' rights, and Canadian values, that I wanted to make him know, I wanted to let him know that I belong to this country as much as he does. And the good thing is that at that point, two women were passing by. They approached to help us, and they spoke up and they supported us. And I'm so proud of these two women that they actually represented Canada to me. They actually showed me the Canadian values. And after that, we actually got back into our car, and as soon as we found that the other two ladies were also safe, because I was worried about their safety too. So when we found that they got into their car, we left.
Okay.
That's the.
And but thank you so much for standing up for yourself. You know, I think it's important for us when we see this type of behavior to correct it, to assert, because you're perfectly correct. Canada is a multicultural nation. It's part of what makes us the greatest country in the world, where people can come from all over the world and build their lives here, because that's what's happened since we became a nation 150 years ago. All but our indigenous people have come from somewhere else. So you pushing back and understanding that that's the way forward is very admirable. And I'm sorry you had to go through with that.
Thank you very much. I'm so proud that I had that opportunity to be a role model for Canadians. It wasn't easy though, because at that point I was concerned about my safety, because I didn't know what is going to happen, if he has any weapon with him, or is he going to attack us, or what. And I had my family members with me too, so I was concerned about their safety. I'm still concerned about our safety. So that wasn't easy, but still I decided to stand up.
For Canadian values,
Exactly.
the Canadians, the values enshrined in our Charter of Rights and Freedoms, that we want to live in communities where it doesn't matter what we look like or who we love or how we come about to do our daily business, that we have value and worth as human beings, and we can all contribute and live a great Canadian life.
That's how we can make our Canada great.
It really. Now tell me, wait, you're teaching school right now, and you're living in Calgary?
Yeah.
Yeah.
We came in Canada in 2009.
Okay.
And then we did our Bachelor of Education in Queen's University, Ontario.
In Queen's University, Ontario. But let me ask you something. When you moved over, did you speak English as good as you do now?
No, not that much.
Not that much, exactly. Well, how much is not that much? Almost zero, right?
Not almost zero, because we learned English in school and in Bangladesh.
Yeah.
But about the communicating part of the English was, I would say, 10 to 20%.
Yeah. And I don't know. We discussed. And what's the language of Bangladesh?
Bangla, we call it. Somebody calls it Bengali, but we call it Bangla.
Well, if I went to Bangladesh, I would not be able to say any Bangla.
I can teach you some.
Oh, well, a little bit. But here you are, in essentially 9 years, you have built a life for yourself. You and your husband are doing great things, being employed, adding value to our country, and doing that, adding to our vibrancy. Like our Prime Minister always says, diversity makes us stronger as a country, and the world is becoming a smaller place. Yeah, and how we share ideas and be involved in the world's issues that face us is, I think, what we need to do as humanity.
Actually, when we came in Canada, we were welcomed by many Canadians. They welcomed us with love and respect, and they showed the values of inclusion to us. So then we decided to little bit contribute for Canada too. We decided to be teacher. That's why we went to university, Queen's University, did our Bachelor of Education. After we finished our bachelor, we went to Manitoba, the same place.
Okay, I know where Manitoba is.
So Manitoba, but it was a First Nation school. That was our first teaching job in Canada, in Pelican Rapids.
Okay, Pelican. I have never been to Pelican Rapids.
It's a nice place.
Really?
Yeah.
It's a nice place?
We enjoyed nature, and we enjoyed living with First Nation people over there.
Okay.
So I had a bit of chance to see their life very close. I felt for them. I still feel for my students over there.
We as a nation need to do better to come to terms to a nation-to-nation relationship. How to ensure there's opportunity, whether you're born on a reserve, or whether you're born in a city, or whether you're born in a small town. You need an opportunity to build your life, and that still isn't there yet. And we're going to keep working towards that.
We need to work for that.
Of course.
So after 1 year of teaching over there, we moved
to the big city. How do you like the big city of Calgary?
I like it.
Exactly.
Yeah, I like Calgary. That's why we decided to stay here, not move anymore.
You said, I'm home here. This is where the heart is. This is where I'm going to live my Canadian life and contribute and add value to the community.
Exactly.
Hey, well, this has been a real joy to meet you, to hear your story, to hear you sticking up for Canadian values and struggling and emerging as to one of those things that I admire most. You know what else? I just want to leave the viewers out there. I think it's important to follow Kaniz's lead here. When you hear intolerance, let's address it and speak to it. Say, hey, that's unacceptable, guys. You know, we're better than that. Diversity makes us stronger. We don't need to treat people in that fashion. Okay, let's try to do that. The second thing, and this is just sheer factual, we need immigration as a country to survive and thrive. Right now, we have, for every 4 workers, there is 1 retiree. with baby boomers getting older and retiring, we are gonna, if we do not have immigration, we'll have 2.5 workers for every 1 retiree. You know what happens if that happens? No economy. No one working in our hospitals, our schools, our street, no one starting businesses. That's just the facts. So not only is it in our Canadian value system to do the right thing, extend a welcoming place for people to come to build their lives, it's also economically in our future best interest. So I'm so proud that you are here. You know, you probably say sometime, I'm lucky to be here. Do you ever say that?
Yeah, I'm lucky to be here. I tell my Bangladeshi fellow people who are already here that appreciate that we got a better community here. Like I can raise my voice here. I might not be able to do that in Bangladesh.
I know, but you, Fiona, I know you think you're lucky to be here, but here's more important. What really we are lucky to have you here. That's the way Canadians need to think about it. That we are truly lucky as a nation to have you and your husband here to help us build a better Canada. We are the lucky ones, and I think that's the mindset more Canadians need to adopt, because our future is inextricably tied to people who come here, people help us build, how we're going to build a more interconnected global community. And I think Canada can continue to lead on this. This has been great. Thank you for making my afternoon on a Friday afternoon. This has been absolutely wonderful, something I will remember for a long, long time.
Thank you very much for having me.
Thank you. It's great.